Hey Nerdheaders, Richard here. I'm sitting on the couch holding my daughter who's been sick recently. That's why the sound quality is a little less than normal. I don't have a microphone with me. I do have my trusty iPad. But sitting here holding her and recording something for Nerd Hat seems appropriate given the episode I'm about to re-release. In it, you will definitely hear her young voice. I think she was about a year old, roughly, when we recorded this, maybe a little older, but this podcast, which is getting ready to celebrate its 4-year anniversary, it's crazy to think about, has essentially grown up alongside my youngest daughter, who was born around the same time that this podcast started. Speaking of which, if you were not aware of this, Nerd Hat actually began as an Instagram page. Yes, it is the very same Instagram page that you can go to now, although it had a different handle back then. It was simply @irreverent_nerd, the title being Irreverent Nerd. Originally, it was just a page dedicated to memes that I made. I was getting into that at the time. I was enjoying getting in touch, I guess, with my sense of humor through memes in particular. And there was this day in February where I had this idea. This would make a good podcast. Initially, it started with the title, Irreverent Nerd. I was like, that's a good name for a podcast. So I grabbed a mic. It was this little Rode microphone that I had purchased from McKay's. Shout out to McKay's. They've been here with me since the beginning, so to speak. And I went up and sat in a tree and recorded my very first episode, which you can still listen to. It's called The Origin Story. That's how this whole thing got started. And this season, upcoming, season 7, we are getting ready to celebrate 4 years of making this podcast. So, I know I promised you some re-releases in the month of January, and I'm running behind. I do apologize for that. Wanted to, at the very least, get one out to you. So, here it is. Classic TMNT video games. I'm Richard.
And I'm Will.
And together we're
The Irreverent Nerds. Bum, bum, bum.
Nerds.
Nerds.
Subscribers.
Subscriber nerds.
We are dropping yet another subscriber exclusive episode just for you. It's Turtles Month, and tonight we are going to be talking about video games. We haven't talked about video games on this podcast in quite a while. I think we've only ever done one episode completely on video games. It was 80s and 90s. We may have even talked about Turtles at some point in that episode, but yeah, it was like Mario Brothers, and Sega Genesis games, Sonic, all that kind of stuff. So, hey, go back and check that episode out if you guys haven't listened to it. But we're talking about video games again, but specifically Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle video games. And we're going to focus on late 80s, early 90s, kind of the Nintendo games and the arcade games, stuff that we played when we were first getting into the Turtles ourselves. So we're going full nostalgia mode tonight. So hopefully you'll enjoy. We're going to do our best to enjoy the conversation as well. So here we are.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I kind of sprung the topic on you last minute, but I'm glad you're game. Will's almost always game, even when he's tired. And I appreciate that. But I told him this afternoon, I was like, hey, let's talk about video games. We're supposed to release a subscriber episode today.
Yep.
Turtles video games, which thankfully, both of us have played them, so we have personal experience, but we'll try to give you a little extra to little wiki knowledge. Obviously, you can go and look this up for yourself, but if you're busy doing other things, you want to go for a jog, you're going for a run, you're going for a drive, you're on your commute, and you don't want to look it up and read it, because that would be a bad idea. Just listen to our podcast, and we'll fill you in, and hopefully you have a little fun along the way, right? So, Will, I thought we would jump right in, and I thought we would start with the original, as far as I know, the very first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles video game. That was the 1989 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, produced by Konami, released in the US under their Ultra Games. I I don't know if platform is the right word, but in Japan, it was known as Geki Kame Ninja Den and Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles in Europe. So it was a side-scrolling action platform game originally released on the Nintendo Entertainment System. This is in 1989, and alongside the arcade game released the same year, it was one of the first video games based on the 1987 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated series. So it was released after the show's second season. The game sold more than 4 million cartridges worldwide. So let's talk a little bit about the plot, and then let's get into our memories of this game. So plot. Shredder kidnaps April and gains the Life Transformer gun, a weapon capable of returning Splinter to his human form in order to save April. The Turtles, Leo, Mikey, Donnie, and Raph embark on the streets of New York to confront the Foot Clan. While traversing the sewers, the Turtles encounter Bebop, a mutated pig, and Rocksteady, a mutant rhino. Though the Turtles defeat Bebop, Rocksteady escapes with April O'Neil. The Turtles then chase Rocksteady to an abandoned warehouse, fight him, and rescue April. After disabling bombs in the Hudson River Dam, Shredder captures Splinter, so the Turtles give chase in the party wagon. Hot in pursuit, the Turtles scour the city and eventually find that Splinter is held captive by the robotic Mecha Turtle on a skyscraper rooftop. After the Turtles save Splinter, Shredder escapes in a helicopter. The Turtles give chase, tracking him to JFK Airport, where they encounter Big Mouser. After defeating Big Mouser, the Turtles head to Shredder's secret Foot Clan base in the South Bronx via the Turtle Blimp. Once there, they locate and battle the Technodrome underground. The Turtles descend into the Technodrome's reactor and ultimately defeat Shredder. With the Life Transformer gun, the Turtles help Splinter return to his human form. With a tough mission accomplished, the Turtles and April celebrate with a pizza. Obviously, whoever wrote this actually beat the game.
Or watched a YouTube playthrough.
Oh, or that too, yeah. Did you ever beat it? I know I never did.
Heck no. I think as far as I got was the dam level.
Oh man, the swimming.
Yeah.
I hate that level. I saw a meme on that a couple weeks back. I would actually know somebody did some original art, but it was of a turtle swimming through, and I recognized it right away, and it said something along the lines of, bad memories, or everyone hated it. I don't know what it was. It was something. It was like, yes, me too. It was so terrible. Like, yeah, I wonder. I'm sure someone somewhere beat this game, but I personally didn't know anyone who ever has.
I saw a playthrough on YouTube months ago. I got to tell you, this is a hard game, and there's not a lot of room for mistakes.
Oh, I know. You combine with the fact that back then you couldn't save your progress.
Oh, no, yeah.
Like, you either played this for hours, like you couldn't be a casual gamer and beat this thing, man. You had to play for hours.
I bet the Cowabunga collection that's on Switch now, it probably has a rewind or save feature of some kind. It's got to.
Hopefully. Yeah, I would love to get that at some point after I get a Switch, which I don't have yet, but someday.
Someday.
Yeah, that would be fun though. Now, this was one of my first video games ever. I think maybe my second or third game that I owned for the NES. My NES came with Super Mario Brothers 3. What did yours come with?
Mario and Duck Hunt.
Okay. Did it come with a gun too?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't have a gun. I guess they'd stopped including that by the time I got mine, I think. Do you remember the one that was like a shoulder mount? Was that for Nintendo or just for the Super?
Are you talking about? No,
it was the rifle. The rifle. There was like a rifle.
Yeah, that was Super Nintendo.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I didn't have that one.
No,
I think that came with Yoshi Safari.
Safari. Oh, are you like shooting Yoshis or something?
You're Mario riding Yoshi, and you shoot Goombas and whatnot with the gun.
Okay. Nice. I think, was it could you play it on Star Fox too? I was trying to remember. There's probably more than one game, I'm sure, that they connected to it.
I think there was some sort of cowboy game. but I'm not sure how many games actually utilized it.
This town ain't big enough for the two of us.
Yeehaw!
Yeah. So let's talk about what did we like about the game? What were some features that you actually did like?
I liked how it was turtles.
Same here. Yeah, I found out I actually have, that little Nintendo emulator that I have. Like my sister got it for me off of Amazon, and it's like a little emulator. So it has the Japanese version of this. Like everything is in Japanese. It's pretty. I was just playing it a little bit earlier. I was like, this brings back memories.
Yeah, I was playing in preparation for this podcast too. Not that game though. No, stay away from that game.
Yeah, unfortunately it's the only one that was included on the little emulator.
Oh, okay.
The only Turtles game. But no, it reminded me. This was a feature I forgot it had. During the middle of gameplay, you could switch between the different turtles. Like, each of them had their own health meter and their own, life, and then. Obviously, if one of them dies, then you are forced to switch to another. But you could also pause and go to the pause menu and switch between the turtles, because each one of them had a weapon that did something a little different. So if you reached a point in a level where you needed some help from, say, Donatello, who had the most reach, with his weapon, you could switch or that kind of thing. So I thought that was pretty cool. I'd forgotten about that.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if a turtle died, they were pretty much dead for the rest of the game, though, weren't they?
Yeah, that sounds about right, because I died 4 times very quickly playing it earlier, and yeah, like that player went dark, and then when the next one died, that one went dark, and then it was game over after the 4th one died. So yeah, you basically have like 4 lives. Similar to Mario, I guess. You only have start with 4 lives. I don't know if you can.
Like that.
I'm trying to remember if you could. Do you remember if you could get extra lives? I'm trying to remember within the Turtles game. Or like bring a turtle back.
According to the playthrough I watched, somewhere in the Foot Clan's hidden hideout, apparently there's a room where you can bring some turtles back, but otherwise, I don't know really. But what I didn't like about the game is it was really difficult.
Yeah, I was reading. Or my daughter wants to be on the podcast. Was reading here about the reception. Obviously, it was a commercial success. It sold like 4 million copies. I think by May of 1990, it had already sold 1 million. By the end of 1990, it had sold more than 4 million, earning $125 million for Konami. Suggested $295 million if you adjust for inflation. However, it received mixed critical reception upon its original NES release. Nintendo Power scored it 4 out of 5 and praised its superb play control and super sharp graphics. The game would be voted as the year's best game by readers as part of the magazine's annual Nintendo Power Awards. Conversely, Electronic Gaming Monthly's panel of 4 reviewers scored it 6, 7, 6, and 4 out of 10, the latter describing it as a quote-unquote disappointment.
Yeah, people who love that game are narcissists.
So apparently when it was re-released on Virtual Console in 2007, it attracted largely negative reviews. GameSpot's Frank Provo gave it 2.7 out of 10, citing the game's very hard difficulty and the game's unpolished and unfun nature as reasons for the rating. Provo also stated that while the game's music is upbeat, the music and the game in general lacks the more recognizable traits of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, like I definitely enjoyed the arcade game, and then the second Nintendo, which is basically an adaptation of the arcade game. I enjoyed those a lot more. Like once you got into like full full side-scrolling, and you could play two people at once as well, which was a really cool option. That was just a lot more fun. And yeah, like I just remember getting so frustrated with this game because I don't think I could ever get past the water level.
Speaking of the water level, I gotta tell you something that's slightly more fun than the water level is the Tiger Electronics. At least I think it was Tiger Electronics, the Konami handheld TMNT. That was nothing but the water level. I had to disarm bombs the entire time to save April. I beat that thing too. I beat that darn thing.
Nice. So it was a little easier than the actual Nintendo level.
Well, I didn't own the games. Maybe if I owned the game, I could have got good. I just rented the original NES one a lot, or at least a handful of times I rented it.
That's true. Yeah, if you could play it more often. Yeah, I think I just got frustrated, and I don't think I played it near as much as my Mario Brothers 3 or. I'm trying to remember what other. Oh yeah, I owned. I think I only owned like maybe 3 actual cartridges. I had RBI Baseball. I had Super Mario Brothers 3, and then the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and then the rest I think is mostly just stuff I rented. Like we would rent games. I think one of my favorite games to rent was Battletoads. Or do you remember Battletoads?
Yeah, wasn't that a hard one too?
It was, but I enjoyed it more for whatever reason. I enjoyed it more than Turtles, than this Turtles, I should say. We definitely rented Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 quite a few times. I don't know why I never bought it. I guess I just never asked for it for a birthday or whatnot. But well, I think I know why, because the very next year I got my Sega Genesis, and then I pretty much only bought games or asked for games for that after that point. So I think I just had my original 3 games for the Nintendo, and then aside from that, just rented stuff. Well, do you have anything else you want to add about that one before we move on to the arcade game?
No, let's move on.
All right.
Well, I could add that the front cover was, I think, issue number 4 or 3, I forget, from the original comic book run. It was the 4 Turtle brothers on the teleporter pad owned by the Utroms, which has nothing to do with the game.
Yeah, because like they all have the same color headbands too, which you couldn't really tell in the comics because the comics were black and white, right? So like, I don't understand why they gave them all red bandanas and belts.
Yeah, that's just because they lifted the artwork straight from the comic books instead of anything that had to do with the cartoon.
Well, that's what I mean, though. It wasn't colorized in the comic book, so like, why the choice to make it all red? I guess.
Well, Ninja Turtles was originally an homage to Daredevil, so Frank Miller's take on Daredevil. So maybe that's why they're all red. I'm not really sure why they chose red, but in the comics, their bandanas were red.
Also, when they did finally get colorized, or did they just talk about the fact that they were red?
Every cover of the original run, all the covers have the turtles wearing red bandanas.
Oh, I see. So the covers were in color, but then the inside black and white. Okay, that makes more sense. That makes more sense.
Yellow, no, not yellow, orange, blue, and purple, and Raphael's remaining red. That didn't happen until the 80s cartoon to distinguish the characters. The cartoon plus the toy line.
Yeah, which this all came in pretty quick succession because, like, didn't the comics start in 84?
Yeah, I think they had a cartoon and a toy line 3 years later.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. It must have sold a lot, like the comics. Yeah. Like, either that or just caught the attention of the right people, and eventually became a global phenomenon.
The 80s were a magical time for comic creators, I guess.
I guess so. Well, cool. All right. Well, moving on. So, the arcade game. So, what are some of your first memories of the arcade game? Well,
I love this one. I didn't like the first one very much. I I had to play the arcade game whenever I found it in an arcade. And of course, when they ported it to, well, it wasn't a port, it was a remake. But when they remade it for the NES, I had to have it, and that was the one I had.
Ah, nice. I wish that's the one I had gotten first.
Yeah.
It was already out at that point, I think. Well, cool. Well, let's read a little bit about this one. So this was released in Japan as TMNT Super Kame Ninja, and in Europe as Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. It is a 1989 beat-em-up arcade game released by Konami. It's based on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise, of course, including the first animated series that began airing 2 years earlier. In this game, up to 4 players control the titular... I was thinking of our episode the other day. What was it you said? Titular? Titular. The
I
titular.
thought that was pronounced.
Yeah, titular just doesn't sound right, does it? The titular Ninja Turtles fighting through various levels to defeat the Turtles' enemies, including the Shredder, Krang, and the Foot Clan. This was released during a high point in popularity for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise. The arcade game was a worldwide hit, becoming the highest-grossing dedicated arcade game of 1990 in the US and Konami's highest-grossing arcade game. Versions for various home systems soon followed, including the Nintendo Entertainment System. A sequel, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Turtles in Time, was released in 1991, which we can talk about that next. So, you want to talk some about the gameplay? Like, do you remember how it starts?
Yeah, in a burning apartment building.
Oh yeah. Did you and I played this not too long, like for my birthday last year, I think.
Yeah,
we played this because there's a local arcade bar here. I think we've talked about it a couple times. It's called Reboot, and they have the original. Because like 2 of the Turtles controllers are broken. It's because it's so old, but it's like one of the original like 90s models. So it starts in the Inferno, and I think there's foot soldiers right away. I think right, and some of their first nemesis.
Yeah, right away. I always liked how the Konami beat 'em ups had the foot soldiers in different colors.
Oh yeah. Weren't some of the different colors like harder? Like was it? I'm thinking of a red one. Was there a red one?
Yeah, there was a red and a light blue and a dark blue and a purple and orange, and there were all sorts of different colors. White. They had different difficulties,
different attacks, different weapons too. I think right. Memory serves me.
Right.
I was trying to remember who the first boss was. Like,
I think it was Rocksteady.
That sounds right.
And the game is just magical to me. I love playing it. What did you prefer, the arcade or the NES version?
Probably the NES. I mean, that's the one I played more. We didn't go to the arcades a lot. I think every now and then, like we had, like around this time I lived in Arizona, and I think we had one mall that had an arcade. This was the Superstition Springs Mall. Really cool mall. Memory serves me. It had like a carousel and an arcade, and like there's not too many malls that have arcades anymore.
True.
Like I feel like they've made comebacks in fits and spurts over the years, but never like full on arcades have returned. They kind of just, you'll just see random arcade games in like bowling alleys and movie theaters and stuff, but like a full on just dedicated arcade you don't see too often anymore. But yeah, we had one in the mall there, and I remember playing it a few times there. But I played it, I think we rented it quite a bit for my home Nintendo, so I remember playing on that more often. And eventually I think my sister would join me and play as well. And yeah, so that's more where my memory is. And I think, I don't know. Yeah. I enjoyed both. Like when we replayed it on the arcade system, that was fun. 25 cents and everything, like the original coin slots.
Oh yeah. Did did Reboot actually keep the 25 cents? I kind of think they did. I don't think they
Oh
changed
yeah,
anything. Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure. Well, I think it's 50. It was like 50 cents per player, but they had like the original coin slots that you used to see, the 25-cent slots. But
Oh, okay.
it's legit. Like for that game, I think it was 50 cents to play that one, and then right next to it was what the Simpsons
Yeah,
arcade
another
game.
beloved Konami game.
Yeah, and they're very similar. Like the side-scrolling nature, like there's a lot of similarities, and like you can go vertical as well, like within the frame, like up and down,
Yeah.
left, right, as it's moving along. I think that's one of the things I liked better about it than the first Nintendo game is that it kind of forced you to keep moving. So it's like it moved it along like you whereas the first one was not quite that way. It was different.
Yeah. And those two games by Konami are actually my two favorite arcade games of all time. Turtles, the arcade game, and Simpsons.
Nice. Nice. What would be number 3, just out of curiosity?
I don't know. Maybe Jurassic Park, the pinball machine.
Nice. Nice. Let's see. Let's read a. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Go. Oh, I was just gonna ask if you ever got far enough in the NES game to find the bonus levels that weren't in the arcade. You had this snow-covered Manhattan where you fought a polar bear from outer space.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I did actually beat that game if memory serves me
Cool.
because like it was definitely easier than the than the first one.
Oh yeah.
I'm
I
pretty
beat
sure
it too.
I'm pretty sure I did make it all the way through.
And then the other bonus level was like a Japanese house with a robot samurai at the end.
Mm.
You had tigers jumping
Yeah,
out and fighting tigers.
yeah, I think I remember that. That sounds
Yeah.
really familiar.
But sorry I interrupted you. You were about to read the wiki, I think.
Yeah, I was just gonna read the gameplay. We already referred to some of it, but see, it says a player chooses from one of 4 Ninja Turtles: Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael. Depending on the version of the game, the characters are either chosen via an in-game select screen or based on which coin slot the player placed their credit into. After Shredder kidnaps the Turtles' friend April O'Neil and their mentor Splinter, they must give chase, save their comrades, and defeat the evil Shredder. Up to 4 players, 2 in some versions, can take control of any of the turtles. Donatello has slower attacks but a longer range. Michelangelo and Raphael have faster attacks but a shorter range, and Leonardo is a well-rounded turtle with average range and speed. I think Leonardo was always my favorite to play on
Cool.
pretty much any of the Turtles games, I think.
Mine was Mikey.
Nice. Let's see. The 8-way joystick controls the movement of the turtle. The jump buttons make them jump, and the attack button makes them hit in front of them using their weapon. The turtles can also perform special moves, including throwing foot soldiers overhead and performing a special attack by pressing the jump and attack buttons. Raphael rolls along the ground and finishes with a kick, while the other turtles do a sweeping jump attack with their weapons. I love the jump attacks. I use the thing so much with the jump attacks. And the jump kicks too, as well. Like just the jumping, kicking, like I use that a lot. Let's see. The turtles can also spring off the wall in certain areas. Enemies can be defeated more quickly by slamming them into walls or solid objects. Many objects, such as traffic cones, parking meters, and fire hydrants, and exploding oil drums can be hit or damaged with attacks in order to help defeat nearby enemies. I remember that. Yeah, like the fire hydrants, you could like knock the thing off the fire hydrant and shoot water at the enemies and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I remember that was fun. I think that's a
That
feature
was a lot of fun.
I think that continued into the next game too. I think didn't it, that feature?
It did. It continued into, as far as I'm concerned, the best TMNT games. The third one, what was it? Something
Turtles.
Manhattan,
Oh yeah. Well,
and then Turtles in Time.
yeah. Well, they given 2 different names. Like, let's see.
Well, there was on the NES. There was a Shredder steals Manhattan or something. The Manhattan Project. I think that's what it was called. And then And then there was Turtles in Time, and then there was also the Hyperstone Heist on the Sega Genesis.
Oh yeah. Let's see. The bosses in this game include Rocksteady and Bebop, Baxter Stockman in his human form, Granitor, General Trag, Krang, and Shredder himself. Yeah. So we just talked about Baxter Stockman made an appearance in the newest movie.
That was another character they whitewashed. Baxter Stockman was black in the comics, so they turned him into a ginger in the cartoon series.
Huh. And he wasn't black or white in the newest movie. I was trying to pinpoint his ethnicity.
Oh, really?
Could you tell? Not that it was a
I
big
thought
deal.
he was black in the new movie.
Might have been. Obviously, you have different skin tones, like and the way they drew the humans, I wasn't entirely sure because his hair was a little different. Anyway, he wasn't white. We'll put it that way.
Oh,
He was
okay.
a person of color. We'll put it that way, which is closer to, like you said, to the original comics. Ah, yes. I was looking at the original cover here. Turtles 2, the arcade game. Nice. So is this your, obviously of the first two, this was by far your favorite?
Yeah, it certainly was. I wish I had spent more time playing the third game. I didn't own it. I just rented that one. But I think that the third game was pretty interesting as well. The Turtles in Time, of course.
Yeah, so let's see. I'm going down the line here. So we had, so it talks about the handheld electronic game. So the one that you were talking about, that also came out in 1989.
Cool.
Then we had another handheld electronic game, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Splinter Speaks. Was another one. Yeah. Then a redemption game? Not sure what that is. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Pizza Drop. I don't know if that's PC, maybe?
Maybe. I watched a YouTube video that just showed the evolution of the Turtle games through the years over dinner earlier before our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And there were a lot of Turtle games I have never heard of before at all. Cell phone games, computer games.
Yeah, like even just going down this list from the early years, like the next one to come out was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles World Tour. This came out on Amiga, Amstrad CPC, Atari, Commodore 64, DOS, and ZX Spectrum.
Yeah, that was on the YouTube video. I think that was a coloring app.
Yeah, this is a crayon coloring book game. Then you had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fall of the Foot Clan on the Game Boy in 1990.
I've got that one, actually.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
Yeah, original cartridge.
Well, do you want to talk about that one for a little bit?
Well, it's actually a really good one, despite being shrunk to the Game Boy. It's a lot of fun. It's in black and white, of course, or the green colors.
Mm-hmm.
You can choose whatever level you want to play from the start. I'm not sure why they did that. Maybe they thought it was a hard game. So if you want to just start from the last level and play that, you can. But it does get progressively harder with each stage.
Okay. So you could jump in if you wanted more of a challenge.
Yeah, you just jump straight to the last level if you want.
Looks like that is a part of the Cowabunga collection that came out last year.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah, apparently.
I didn't know that.
Nice. Yeah, it says the player takes control of one of the turtles through a total of 5 stages, battling Krang and Shredder's minions along the way. Enemies include foot soldiers, mousers, and Roadkill Rodney, among others.
I remember Roadkill Rodney. He was the greatest. I don't know why he wasn't in the movie. Who is Roadkill Rodney?
I don't know. Let's
But did
see.
he get a toy?
He doesn't get a wiki entry, so there's no telling. He's just listed here. Yeah, it
What?
says there's hidden mini games. There are a total of 5 stages, each with a unique end boss. Rocksteady, Bebop, Baxter Stockman, Shredder, and Krang. So it looks like to see the full ending, you had to start at stage 1 and complete it all the way through, apparently. Do you remember that was like a cutscene at the end or something?
I'm sorry. I'm distracted trying to figure out what a roadkill Rodney is. What did you say?
According to this entry, in order to see the full ending, I guess the ending scene, you had to start at stage 1 and play all the way through. You couldn't just jump into the final.
So really?
You got like a little bonus if you played it the correct way.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I've never beat it. So I just looked up Roadkill Rodney, and those are the robots in the cartoon series that kidnap the warthog and the rhino that eventually become that are used to create Rocksteady and Bebop. The little unicycle robots that have the robot tentacles that come out.
Huh. Okay.
That's a odd name. Roadkill Rodney, that's for sure.
Roadkill Rodney. All right, so let's see. All right, here's the one. Oh, wait, no. So we had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Manhattan Missions came out next. That was for PC only, DOS. So it says it draws more heavily on elements from the Mirage comics than its contemporaries did.
Okay.
So it had walk mode and light mode with different offensive and defensive moves in each. Then next came a pinball game, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pinball game, released in 91. Then here we get to the one that came out, I guess it was arcade and the... So this is where I'm a little confused, because like according to this, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time came out only on the Super Nintendo and arcade. But...
Right.
Okay. Manhattan Project is the one I'm thinking about. Was when I think of number 3, I always think of the Manhattan Project. So which one do you want to talk about first?
Well, let's talk about Manhattan Project, then we can jump to the Super Nintendo.
Okay. We might run out of time, but let's get in the Manhattan Project at least here.
Oh, okay.
So let's see. So it's a side-scrolling beat 'em up. It's the 3rd video game iteration. The game begins with the Turtles spending their vacation in Key West, Florida. While watching April O'Neil's latest news report, her broadcast is suddenly hijacked by the Turtles' nemesis, Shredder. Taking April as his hostage, Shredder reveals that he has also turned the entire borough of Manhattan into a floating island and challenges the Turtles to come up to his lair to stop him. I remember that. I thought that was a cool scene back in the day.
Yeah.
Always liked that part.
It was really unique how it started the Turtles fighting on a beach, and then we got to go surfing, and we got to fight Leatherhead at a certain point.
Leatherhead. Is that the Manta?
No, Leatherhead is the alligator.
Oh, okay, the alligator. Leatherhead. Oh, that kind of makes sense now. Anyway. Yeah, I remember. That's right. So the surfing, was that the very first level of the surfing, or?
I think that was the second level.
Second level.
I think.
Nice. I remember that now. Yeah, and I always liked it when like you went up into the sky like that, like on the floating city. Like that was just really cool.
Cool. I never got that far.
Oh, really? Never got to the Manhattan?
No, I never got to Manhattan. I just rented the game and just didn't get to play it that much.
I guess I either rented it more or played it more when I rented it. Because we definitely got up to the city. I don't know if I beat the whole thing. I don't know if I got that far. But no, I just remember really enjoying that game. I enjoyed it as much as the second one. I think it was very similar in terms of play style.
Yeah, I think that Konami really hit the mark when they created that second one for the the arcades.
Yeah, because I guess we'll jump to Turtles in Time a little bit here just to finish up.
Yeah.
Like Turtles in Time, like that was kind of the also side scrolling, was it not? Like similar style.
It was.
Now I think I've played this, like, but for me, I didn't have a SNES, so I probably only played it at like Toys R Us and maybe at an arcade.
Okay.
I think I might have played it at an arcade a few times too. So in our last minute and 30 seconds here, regale us with your tales.
Well, the Turtles traveled through a bunch of different levels set in different time periods. I remember the pirate ship and the cave with the dinosaurs and stuff before you enter the cave, I think. I remember Slash being in it. There's not a lot I remember from this one. I didn't have it on the Super Nintendo. I didn't rent it on the Super Nintendo. And I also want to throw in that the Sega Genesis Hyper Stone Heist was like a rearrangement of the Turtles in Time levels, I'm pretty sure. So it was basically Turtles in Time on the Sega Genesis, just with some alterations. So,
yeah, I might have played that one at some point. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it says it came out the same year. Borrowed many of the elements from it.
So I did want to say this though before we sign off for the night.
Yeah.
Shredder's Revenge is a new Turtles game in the same vein as the arcade game. I own it on Switch. We should play it sometime. It's great.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's do that.
You get to play as April, Casey Jones, and Splinter, and Usagi Yojimbo is coming as a DLC.
Nice. Let's do that.
Yeah.
It's a date. All right, nerd subscribers, thanks for joining us. Thanks for this little 80s, 90s nostalgia jaunt. So until next time, live long and prosper. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of the Irreverent Nerds podcast. If you would, consider following us on Instagram. We are there at irreverent_nerds. You can also hit us up on Facebook. Just look us up there at The Irreverent Nerds. That's our fan page. We have a YouTube channel as well. Once again, The Irreverent Nerds. Nice and simple, right? And if you go to www.irreverentnerds.com, that will send you to our Podcasters for Spotify, formerly Anchor.fm, profile, where you can send us a voice message if you want to, support us financially, or listen to the podcast. It will also direct you to other places you can listen, like Spotify, Apple, Google, Stitcher, you name it. So, like, comment, subscribe, follow, all those good things, wherever you find us, wherever you listen to us, we would greatly appreciate it. Until next time, nerds, live long and prosper. Avengers assemble! I'm Batman.
Hey, Nerdheaders, I'm back. For those of you who stuck it out and actually listened to the whole episode, you get a bit of a preview of our upcoming episode 1 release. It's coming next Monday, February 2nd. We have officially drawn the topic out of the hat. Yes, we're still doing the Nerd Hat drawings this year, and it is the 1997 PC game Riven, which was a sequel to the 1993 PC game Myst. This is one that Laura chose, so both she and Will are putting in categories and topics that they would like to cover. We're trying to put in equal amounts, the three of us, but in addition to that, we also want to know what is in your nerd hat. For 4 years, you've been listening to us talk about what is in our nerd hat, from avatars to xenomorphs, Star Trek to Star Wars, Batman to, I don't know what else, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We've talked about a lot of things. But we really want to know, in Season 7, what is in your nerd hat. We want you to give us some suggestions to put into the hat. Yes, you get to contribute to the hat. So, let us know what you would like us to cover. Let us know. Hit us up on Instagram at NerdHatPod, on Facebook, the Nerd Hat Podcast. You could even leave us a comment on our YouTube channel. We're just the Nerd Hat Podcast. You could join us on Patreon. There's all kinds of places you could get in touch with us. Even on our website, nerdhat.buzzsprout.com. There's a place to leave a message. So, you have no excuse. If you see us in person, you can tell us then too. I mean, someone's already given me a suggestion for this year, someone I know personally. So, hey, wherever you run into us, let us know what's in your nerd hat, and we'll toss it in. Until next week, live long and prosper, nerds.